Hey guys, I'm just about to make coffee here. I'm in, where am I? Portage, Indiana, and I just dropped off a load here, and I'm going to pick up another load. I'm going to make me some coffee before I head over there. And I was just going to talk about kind of how some things go, and I wanted to talk to other drivers about holding their ground on not accepting loads and different things. Of course, I'd be talking to owner-operators. If you're a company driver, you don't have much of a choice. So they stuck me up, they sent me up to Michigan, and this truck don't roll into Michigan. That's just it, plain and simple. I just don't go to Michigan. I can't stand Michigan. The roads are horrible. All the money you pay in fuel taxes don't go to the roads. They blow the money on some other state programs. Michigan hates truck drivers. There's not very many places to park, especially if you're around there at nighttime. And there's a lot of snow up there right now, and I don't want to deal with that. You know, I'm a southern driver mostly, and I don't normally go to the Northeast. Definitely never go to Michigan. I will not enter Michigan. So I argue with them a little bit. But luckily I'm with a company. I'm no force dispatch, so they can't tell me where to go. So I made an agreement with them. I'll take this load from Austin, Texas, and I'll drop it off at their terminal in Portage, Indiana, which I have no problem up here in Portage, Indiana. So making my coffee, yeah, I put more stuff in my coffee than coffee. But that's how I like it. And it's peppermint, which they don't have anymore, but this peppermint mocha coffee made it. Oh, it's great. So, you know, he tried to push me around a little bit, my dispatcher, and I said, no, I'm absolutely not taking this load to Michigan. You need to get somebody else to take it. And that's it. And they have to. I mean, they eventually caved and said, okay, fine. They really can't tell me to take it. If I don't want to take it, I'm not going to take it. And a lot of other drivers are in that situation, but a lot of other drivers, they cave. And I just want to say, don't cave. Stick to your guns. And if that load doesn't work for you, if that load doesn't pay you what you expect to get paid, what you should get paid, then don't take it. And don't let dispatchers push us around. I mean, we could be one of the strongest organizations out here, truck drivers, and we just not, because we cave too much. Because we're out here in the truck and we just give in. We just give in and we go with the flow way too much. And oh gosh, my hair is probably atrocious. I just got out of the shower. But you know, stick to your guns on that. Those dispatchers with these non-force dispatch companies, they're going to try to get you to take the load. I mean, he tries to get me to take a lot of loads, and I just, you know, eventually you just say, no, I'm not taking it. This is no force dispatch. I mean, this company is a good company. I leased this truck to KLLM Transport out of Jackson, Mississippi. Good people in the office. Good company. My pay is always there. You get paid every week, and you know it's really good. You can turn in all your loads right up till in the morning on Thursday morning, and you get paid for everything that you do at Thursday at noon. I mean, it's really good. People are good, but they got one of the best lease purchase programs, which is what I'm doing. I'm purchasing this truck through them, and you know I pay all my fuel, I pay all my own insurance. For all intents and purposes, I mean, this is my truck. I mean, I own this truck just like I'm paying the bank for it, except I'm paying them, and you know, for the truck. But yeah, stick to your guns. I got a list of where I do not go, and you know, one of the ones that is on the top of my list is Benny Keith in San Antonio, Texas. I will not go to that receiver ever again. They held me up for 5 hours the other day. And it's absolutely ridiculous to take off a half a dozen pallets of product. 5 hours ruined my whole day. I couldn't get another load. I mean, they completely ruined my whole day. And I think I only drove like 109 miles that day. And then I picked this load up down in Austin, Texas, but I was out of time before right after I got this load that I just delivered up here, I was out of time. Couldn't do anything because of them. And I will never go back to them. If I have a dispatch going to Ben E. Keith in San Antonio, Texas, nope, I'll refuse it. Walmart Distribution Center down in Arcadia, Florida, will not ever go to them. They held me up for 8 hours. 8 hours. See that they get you this way because my appointment time was at 5 o'clock. I pulled through the guard shack at about 4:40, so I was 20 minutes early, pulling into the guard shack. First time at the DC. It was one of my first deliveries at Walmart, and you got to wait in line. A couple trucks ahead of me. You got to wait in line there. I burned up probably 8 minutes or so waiting in line there. Then they get to me. They got to check you in. They got to go back, check your seal, check your fuel level. They check everything out. And then they tell you to go dock. They give you a dock. They tell you to go dock your truck. You got to unhook your trailer completely. Then pull your truck up to where all the other bobtails are. The bobtail is a tractor trailer without the trailer. And then walk into the door, and then you have to wait in line. And I think they checked me in at like 10 after 5, and they checked me in late. Late. They put on my paperwork that I was late. I was 20 minutes early to the guard shack, and because they run you through this rigmarole, they checked me in 10 minutes late, which then, once you're late, they don't have to pay any detention time, no matter how long it takes them to unload you. I didn't know they checked me in late. After waiting in all that line with all these other drivers, then they finally check me in. And then, after they check all those drivers in, then they go ahead and start punching all the papers. So, they get you this way. They get you in because they want you to be late, because then they can take as long as they want on your load to unloading you. And they don't have to charge you, they don't have to pay detention when the company submits for detention. They just say, oh, he was late. We don't have to pay him detention. So I didn't even know they checked me in late until 1 o'clock in the morning. This was my home load. I'm supposed to be going home. So it would have been really nice if they checked me in at 5 o'clock, got me unloaded by maybe 7. That would be reasonable. 2 hours. That's reasonable. And then I could have been home by, 9? But as it stands, it took me till 1 o'clock, and then I had to drive home. So I didn't get home till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and, of course, I can't park my truck at where I live, so I park it somewhere else, and, my wife and her son's sleeping, so they're not going to come out and get me at that time, so then I had to sit there and wait for the morning. So they blew my whole night. And basically, Walmart, they don't give a damn about nobody but themselves. And then you get up to the window, and they just don't talk to you. They're just mean, nasty people. I don't know if Walmart trains their distribution center. Home Depot is the same way, and I don't get it. I won't go to Home Depot either, but I don't have to go to Home Depot now, so it's no big deal. Lowe's is great. Lowe's is awesome. But if anybody wants to know about Home Depot, I'll tell you a couple stories about Home Depot. But won't go to Home Depot either, but don't have to with this company, so it's not a big deal. And those are two companies that are at the top of my list that I absolutely, positively will not return to. And I can do that because I'm not forced dispatch. That brings me to the whole reason for this discussion. If you're non-forced dispatch, which if you are a leased purchase driver with most companies, you are non-forced dispatch, don't take those loads that you don't want to take. There's a reason. There's a reason that, I work for, I purchased my own truck, and I work for a no forced dispatch company. So I don't have to take those loads. I'll stop complaining for now. But, drivers need to stand together, and I'm gonna create a website here soon called driversunite.org. Actually, I shouldn't have said that because I haven't started it yet, but it'll probably be gone. I'll think of something else. That's fine. driversunite.org, and we really need to stick together more. I mean, drivers are their worst their own worst enemy. They not only don't stick together, but they're mean to each other. They cut each other off in the road. It's not a competition out here, guys. There's plenty of freight out here. You don't have to be in competition with each other. Be nice to each other. Don't park on the fuel island. And go in and get something to eat. Go use the bathroom. Go do this. If you're going to be more than 10 minutes getting fuel and pulling forward, more than 10 minutes, go park your truck. Go park your truck, you lazy son of a bitch. Go park your truck somewhere and walk. 9 times out of 10, if you're not going to park your truck and you're going to stay in their store, you're a fat ass and you need to walk. So go park your damn truck and walk. But you got these guys that'll sit there, they'll pull up to the fuel island, they'll get their fuel, and they'll tinker around, and you got lines. You got a line of trucks behind you. And they're sitting there tinkering, they're cleaning their floor mats out and playing whatever in their truck. And so anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to go pick up a load and go over to, where am I going? Hanover Park, Illinois, and deliver at Fuji, which Fuji's awesome. I love it over there. Might go get me some Chicago pizza, because there's a great Chicago pizza store down the street. And I probably shouldn't, because I'll eat the whole pie, and it's so good. But Fuji's great. You're in and out. I deliver at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm only about 70 miles away, so I got plenty of time to get there and park, and no problem. And they haven't put a load on me yet, but they may consider me over the road, OTR, which is 48 states. I drive 48 states basically in the system, but it's a catch-22 because I may be OTR, but I'm no force dispatch. And if they give me a load in the Northeast, I'm going to refuse it. If they give me a load in Michigan, I'm going to refuse it. If they give me a load to downtown Chicago, I'm going to refuse it. Those are the places that I just don't go. So I don't know. I don't understand why they do the 48 states. I've tried to get a Southern Regional, and they're like, no, there's no available spots for Southern Regional. So okay, go ahead and send me these loads, running me to the Northeast, and I'm just going to refuse it. And then you're going to have to pull it off of me and go find somebody else to give it to. It don't make no sense. Don't make no sense at all. I don't know. I don't understand. But for the most part, like I said, this company's a pretty good company. People are nice in the office, and I don't have much to complain about with this company. Just this dispatching thing, I gotta work through these issues and get this dispatcher to where he understands. Hey, no force dispatch means you can't force me to take a dispatch. Give me something that I want. I'll run the whole South and the whole West. I'll run California. Guys hate California. I will run California all day long. The weather's beautiful. The interstate systems are fantastic. They move. There's very rarely have traffic unless you have an accident and you're going to sit in traffic for 4 hours. But barring any accidents or any catastrophic events, California moves very smoothly. California at all, which I've talked to a lot of guys that hate California, but they'll go to the Northeast, and I don't get it. And in the Northeast, there's no place to park at. If you don't get parked by 5 o'clock, forget it. You're going to have to fight to find a parking spot. You're going to have to move to place to place to place to try to find a parking spot. Then you're going to end up parking on an on-ramp or someplace in a truck stop that you're not supposed to park. Then at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody's going to be pounding on your door to move your truck, and then you're going to have to move your truck. The Northeast is just a nuisance. It just doesn't work for me, and I'm not going to run it. So they just got to get that through their head there. But all right, well, that was my call to other truck drivers to stand your ground. Don't take those dispatches that don't work for you. As long as you can. If you're a company driver, you got to suck it up and take it. If you're a non-force dispatch driver, man, don't take it. Stick up for what's right. Stick up for everyone else out here. It helps every other non-force dispatch driver out here. Just adds power to us. We could be one of the most powerful organizations if drivers would just stick together.